That's my phone.
I already got some money.
You sure something? Because I didn't hear anything. Did you know? Where's the on flip on there? All right, there we go. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You got YouTube working?
Advertisement.
Put it in front of your cup. Try to block it. Still blocking it.
See what that is still. We'll have to rock it with that.
Okay. Right there.
Right.
Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Gen.YAHANNA. And today's topic is fear and hatred. And when I say fear and hatred, I don't mean of everybody. I ain't got to tell you, just look around the world and you see who the fear and the hatred is for. It's for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But primarily, it's for the black man. You understand? Like people fear and hate the black man. Why? Because the white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Right.
And he knows who you are according to the goddamn Bible. You know what I'm saying? He knows more about your history than you do because you're not learning from the priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K under Commander Gen.YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important that you get in these classes and you learn from the true priests and prophets who you are. Enough of listening to these goddamn Christian pastors. You understand? They're not going to tell you who they are. In fact, what you're going to do is keeping you to being slaves and docile and serving the white man in his kingdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how he gets his money. You think the Christian pastor really gives a damn about you? Hell no. Believe it or not, that Christian pastor hates you. How do I know this? Because he's a Christian and he was built off of hatred.
Hatred for black people.
Hatred for black people, point blank period. And that's what Christianity is built off of. And who's more hatred, who's more full of hate than the Christian pastor? That's why you can have a church on every black corner in every black community and nothing's being done for the community. They're not helping you do anything. You understand? But that church is nice and beautiful. The Eastern Star churches here in that town, they're beautiful. And they're not doing anything for the community around it.
Right.
Community's suffering, falling apart. But that church is standing nice and bright and big and powerful. You understand?
I will.
Yeah,
Now, if you can't see the seesaw effect there, just like I always say, two sides of a seesaw can't be up, at the same time.
right.
They can't be down at the same exact time. You feel what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Now, the Christian church, which is of course funded by white people, right?
Right.
Now, you look at the neighborhoods around them, you got churches that take up a whole damn block. And these are multi-million-dollar churches. Oh, God, that church that I've seen in Philly, you see how Philly looks?
Right.
That church that I've seen in Philly was insane. It took up a whole block. And that, I don't know how many millions of dollars that church was worth. Now, think about it. Now, imagine the resources from that church being shifted into that community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need no damn church that's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This church is a mega, it's some type of huge mega church. I mean, it's got to be. I know they, on television and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But that church was gigantic. And you see the neighborhood around the church, it looked like some type of third world, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They look like Nazi Germany or something.
Right.
After World War II. Right after World War II. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like there.
Right. You understand? And understand that these churches aren't for the community. These churches are for white supremacy.
Right.
That's what these churches are for. You understand? Let me tell you how corrupt them churches is. Like you talk to some Christians now and what they say, we ain't got no white Jesus on the wall. We ain't got no white Jesus on the wall. What you got on your wall? Nothing. So you trying to tell me that for 400 years, you had white Jesus on the wall, then when you take it down, you just replace the picture of white Jesus with a cross? Why didn't you put a black man up there? You understand? Why didn't you put the true image of Christ up there?
Yeah, because and I'll tell you what this Christian pastor said to me one time. He said, I'm like, so, I asked about the white Jesus. He's like, well, we don't carry the white Jesus in our church. I'm like, well, I asked him something to the same effect of what you're saying. He's like, well, why would, no, he did say he had the white Jesus on the wall. I'm like, why don't you take that down, He's like, I'm like, because Jesus is black.
Right.
I'm like, he's like, I'm like, well, why don't you put a black Jesus up there? He's like, well, because I don't want to offend anybody. But obviously, you got the white one up on there.
Right.
You don't mind offending black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to offend the whites.
You don't mind offending the Most High in Christ Himself with that white Caesar Borgia picture up there. But you take it down, and then you don't want to offend His chosen people by putting a black image up there.
Right. Exactly.
What kind of filth is that?
Christians despise black people.
Damn right.
They despise black people. That's why remember that deal with that dude that was sleeping with that football player, the Christian pastor that was sleeping with that football player's wife.
Right.
And the football player came in to confront the dude, and the dude blew him away.
Yep.
Now think about it. Now in his mind, in the mind of that pastor, he figured that he was doing no wrong.
Right.
That he didn't do any wrong because he despises the people that he was doing it to. He figured he can sleep with your wife. That's what he thinks. He figures he can because he thinks just like white people think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He thinks that he can sleep with your wife and you shouldn't want to do anything about it.
Damn right.
Because he thinks just like a goddamn slave master.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? And he saw himself as doing nothing wrong.
Right.
And he figured if that nigga run up in here, I'm going to blow that nigga away.
Right. He better not.
He already had it. He already had it in his mind of what he was going to do.
He already had it in his heart.
Right. Not only that, but he already had it in his mind of what he was going to do to that man when that man came to confront him.
That was
premeditated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was premeditated murder right there. That's why he brought the goddamn gun to church.
Right.
He didn't bring it to church for anybody else. He only brought it for him. That's it.
Right. Where was the guns in the church when Dylan Roof ran in there?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That pastor knew what he was ready to do. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping with that man's wife, committing that evil, man.
And you know what?
Following behind the white man.
The funny thing about it, you got cops and stuff that go to church.
Right.
Police officers, corrections officers, all of that who have licenses, and men that have licenses to carry guns, but they're not bringing none up in the Christian church.
Right.
When Jesus told his followers, if you ain't got a sword, to sell your cloak and buy you one.
That's damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That's what Jesus told he told his disciples that. He said, what he say, too low.
Damn
right. And Negro terms today, too low.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught lacking.
Right. Exactly. Don't get caught lacking. You know what I'm saying? Better to be caught with than without.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Every point, sir. Every point. You know what I'm saying? Like the Christian pastor, man, them Christian churches, that is some evil stuff, man. And I'm about to call out one specifically. I don't even like calling out this heathen, man. He ain't no heathen. He served heathens, man. Like he's just a disrespectful piece of filth. Like a pork chop eating piece of crap, man. This man called TD Snakes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who I'm talking about. This bald-headed piece of filth who don't care nothing about black people, man. If you've been watching him lately, man, you know what I'm saying? He's been basically, he's not trying to teach nothing at all besides hatred for the Hebrews now. You understand? Right. Like that goes to show you that the I.S.U.P.K has been doing that damn thing. You understand? That goes to show you that the I.S.U.P.K is the true priests and prophets of the Most High. Now Christians, they ain't even teaching you about the Bible no more. The Christian pastor don't give a damn about the Bible. He gives a damn about trying not to let you understand who you are according to the scriptures. You understand? Like, so let me tell you about T.D. Jakes, man. And when we had a sermon to go into Isaiah 56, okay. You know what I'm saying? You can go wherever you want to in 56 because all of it pertains to that devil. I know you had a scripture that you want to bring up too.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold the bookmark on mine.
Most of them, correct, sir. Paper. Like the white man is the devil, man, and any man that's serving this goddamn devil and trading on your brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, man, he deserves death too. You understand? The Most High even understands that. That's why he says 2/3 gotta go. You know what I'm saying? When we build this new kingdom, there will not be no traitors amongst us like that, man. We will be putting them to death, man. The crap that T.D. Jakes is saying in the kingdom, if he even thinks it, he will be put to death for that filth. You understand? So I'm gonna go on to it. Here's what he says. All right. So he's talking about, he didn't even say the covenant, right? He called it a contract.
Right. Yeah, when they equate it to what the white man did today.
Right.
So you'll think in your mind that the white man is God.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the white man does contracts.
Right. He didn't even call it a covenant. He called it a goddamn contract.
Right. And then when the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, he didn't write, you know what I'm saying, any type of license or whatever. He made a covenant with him.
Right. So sign right here, here, and this.
Yeah, he didn't tell him to sign his name on any damn thing.
Right.
When he said the T.D. Jakes switched it to contract, changing the way that you perceive, the covenant.
And here's the thing about you goddamn Christian pastors, man. You some goddamn devils, man. Let me ask you something. How are you breaking down the Bible and don't have a goddamn Bible in your hand? They don't even read out the Bible anymore. It's like watching a goddamn rap concert. They walk around with a microphone, singing and dancing and jumping down, up and down. You know what I'm saying? It's like you had a goddamn music concert. They're not even breaking down the Bible anymore, man. These are some filthy, disgusting beasts, man, that y'all learning from, man. And y'all need to come up out that Christian church. That Christian church is getting everybody killed, man. You understand? You ask these criminals what religion they are, what are they going to tell you? I'm a Christian.
Or a Muslim, yeah, which is all the same damn thing.
Damn right. Look at Farrakhan. He brought it all under one stewardship.
Right.
What you call it, Chrislam?
Yeah, Nation of Chrislam.
The Nation of Chrislam.
Nation of Judaic Chrislam.
Right.
You're merging all three together. What you're doing.
And here's the crazy part. Most niggas that claim that they Muslims don't even know Farrakhan's a Christian now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you know what your so-called leader is?
Right, exactly. And here's the funny thing about it, though. How he was, merging, trying to merge all three of them together, right? And then what did he do? He had the Million Man March.
Right.
Well, the purple dudes went out and had their own version of the Million Man March. And I'm sitting there battling with people on the Facebook concerning this. One sister that I knew from the congregation that I used to go to in Louisville, she tried to call herself trying to battle me on this, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? And one of the dudes' wives, I had to cut the piss out of her. She gonna sit there, she said something like, the black men are coming together, such and such. And I'm like, and this girl got a baby by Edomite, though. And she used to always try and battle me concerning.
It was always the most black black ones. They got a white devil laid up with a white devil somewhere, but they black.
Right.
Everybody got goofies and what is them goddamn thing? The unso, you know what I mean?
Right.
Get the hell out of here with that filth.
And dreadlocks with those shells in it and all that stupid stuff, running around trying to be a goddamn vegan or vegetarian and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but as I was saying though, I made a mention of, Christians, you only see one time in the Bible where we was running around, where we was marching. That's when the Lord told us to march around the walls of Jericho.
Right.
And Jericho, the walls of Jericho fell, and we was able to destroy the goddamn enemies.
Damn right.
How in the hell you gonna lead a march? That's where this stuff come from.
Right.
That stuff is rooted out of what we did in Jericho. And the thing about it was the leaders do that want to keep you asleep. They'll have you doing something like what we did in the scriptures, but you don't get none of the effects from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't get any of the effects from it, right? When we marched around the walls of Jericho, the Lord caused the walls to fall, and we was able to tear them goddamn Canaanites up. You see what I'm saying?
But you know the difference between then and now? Them people actually serve the Lord.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Them fake ass Christian-like groups ain't serving.
Here's the thing, because they'll claim to be serving the Lord.
Right.
And people will argue you on that, but they can't argue you on this. They can't argue you, or rather, something happened or not that smote the enemy. They don't even want the enemy to be destroyed. What the hell are they marching for?
They coming together. They got hammer generals.
Yeah. What the hell they marching for if they don't want the walls of Jericho to goddamn fall?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want the walls of Jericho is symbolizing the damn walls and defense of America.
Damn
You
right.
see what I'm saying? And then once the walls fall, which is the goddamn defense, you're supposed to want the enemy to be destroyed.
Damn right.
These are people that don't want the enemy to be destroyed.
Right.
So what the fuck are you marching for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pardon my language. What are you marching for? You don't want the walls of Jericho to fall.
Right.
If you don't want the walls of Jericho to fall, then why the hell are you marching?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't about that warfare, why the hell are you playing at it?
Right. You don't want the enemy destroyed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So what the hell is I'll tell you why you marching. You marching so white people can see, okay, this is a nigga to pay right here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
He gonna keep these niggas docile.
Just like with Farrakhan.
Keep them cooning.
Right. Just like when Farrakhan did the Million Man March. How many years ago was that?
Right. You feel me? Like that was a minute ago. So
Yeah, that was a nice grip ago.
What got accomplished again?
It didn't accomplish the goddamn thing. Things got worse.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? His bills, he got his bills paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He
didn't do nothing for black people. He didn't do a goddamn thing for black people.
Right. And let me tell you what they did after the Million Man March. Well, right when they had the Million Man March, the white man sat back and observed, and now he knew how many niggas would actually follow this one nigga right here.
And you see him where he's at now.
So now he's like, they paid him, but then they like, okay, now let's put in one of our own, and then they gave you Barack Obama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing about Farrakhan, like you said, they watched him, they seen how many people were ignorant enough to follow him, and then what did they do? They made him a full-blown Christian.
He was already
Yeah. I'm talking about, but now he's serving white Jesus. Like he used to try to talk some black stuff, but he shows you where his heart was.
That's way back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Early 80s, he left all of that stuff back then, you know what I'm saying? And changed his whole damn message up. You know? Even when he did the little thing of who the children of Israel and all that.
Right.
You know, remember when he did that?
I remember.
Who are the children of Israel? He flipped it around and said, and everybody's sitting there waiting. You know what I'm saying? You got people in fake Israelite groups that were sitting there waiting on Farrakhan to actually say that we were the Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they were sitting there waiting, and they were so, when he demonstrated what he did, he actually flipped it around and said we was Esau and they was Jacob.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember
because
that.
He said the elders are serving the younger, and we serving them right now. So he said we're Esau, and they are Jacob.
Right. Like the first came out red and hairy, huh?
Right. That's what I'm saying. And like that, you know, and even the fake Israelite groups trying to hold on to that too. This sister sent me a picture of this black dude with red hair and said, "This is Esau." I'm like, well, sister, Esau look like this. I'm like, sister, where's this race of red-haired black dudes that's goddamn ruling?
Right.
Where they at? There ain't never been a race of red-haired black men that were ruling the goddamn earth.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
The hell? You know, they went on to become a nation called the nation of Edom.
Damn right.
And he came out red and hairy because his people would carry on the same goddamn characteristics.
So I guess the picture she sent, if it was slave days like it was back then, we still in slavery, don't get it twisted. But if this was the 1600s, 1700s, I guess he would be the ones beating our backs instead of getting his back beat. Is that what she's trying to say?
All right. What she's actually saying is, let me tell you what she's actually trying to say. She's actually trying to say that a lot of blacks here in America are Esau. Right. Because she already hates her father, hates black men. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Learn by the Christian church.
These Israelite women are doing.
By the Christian church. Yeah. That hatred for the black man.
Right. They carry that, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why they ain't in the regular Christian church is because there's too much competition there. Right. So they want to go to where they figure that the black grass is more plush and green and they can go and they can be, and then they like to hit little small congregations. You know what I'm saying? Little small groups that's kind of just starting up and things like that. Maybe have members of maybe 30, 40 people maybe. And so they can be queen. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. Right. They want to be Queen Israel, you know what I'm saying?
Or fake at it.
That's the reason why, because they're really Christians for real.
Damn right.
They never really wanted to leave the Christian church like that. And it's funny because this same sister, she went to a rich white church. Right. With her husband. Her and her husband went to a rich white church in Louisville. And it's funny because, he became a deacon. You know what I'm
The
saying?
white devil?
No, her husband.
Okay.
Her husband, black man. He became a deacon in this prestigious, rich white church. You know what I'm saying? Because he make a lot of money. They live in a mansion. You know what I'm saying? But he became a deacon in this church. It's funny because as soon as he became a deacon, her ass leaves out of that church and ends up in that little fake Israelite group that I once used to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She ends up inside that, you know what I'm saying? And that little group that only had about maybe 40 members, like what I was just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Right, so she could try to rule.
Right. She got jealous. Her ass got jealous that they moved him up into a position like that. That's what happened.
Because she thought she was going to be promoted.
Right, because she thought her being a black woman, she should have more favor with white people than him because he's the direct enemy.
Right.
And when they chose him and moved him into a deacon position, into a position of authority inside that church, that pissed her off.
Yeah, she's ready to leave the church.
Right, and that's what she did. She left it immediately. She ain't, you know, she followed her husband there. As long as he ain't have no position in there, she was fine. Because she thought that she would be the one to get raised up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they raised him up and made him a deacon and set him on the deacon board, and that pissed her off. A lot of these sisters are not on our goddamn side regardless, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what and another thing too, you can fit everything that they say that a good black man should be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They will still have a serious problem with you. You know what I'm saying? You can fit everything that, you know what I'm saying? Just like, say, for instance, the whole Serena Williams thing.
Oh, man, I almost called her another name.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say
that bitch, yeah.
That bitch right there.
Right, yeah, that bitch right there, you know.
Salaki. You know what I'm saying?
You got all of these silly-ass turncoat traitor sisters that's running around talking about, see, well, the black man wasn't feeling her like that. Black man wasn't feeling her like that. Black man this, black man that. All type of black man was praising her on her big ass. Black men were praising the hell out of her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is what, and here's the thing too. And whenever you say something about, when a bubble person says something about black women, they love to say, well, your mama is black, and black women did this, black women nurtured you, black women such and such. Now that man, her father, who nobody mentions now,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who nobody mentions, raised her up. He epitomized everything that they say that a good black father, you know what I'm saying, husband and everything should be.
Damn
and
right.
Both of them little bitches turned on his ass.
Damn right.
He sat there, they would not be where the hell they was if it wasn't for him. They would not be tennis stars.
Damn right.
They would not been the greatest tennis players. That man was strict on them and he kept them girls virgins clear up until, you know what I'm saying? And they, you know, what did they do with their virginity? What did they do? That man kept them chaste, kept them and had them. Yeah, I know he definitely had his goddamn flaws. He was a coon just like, you know what I'm saying? But here's my point behind him. He epitomized everything that they say that a good black father is supposed to be.
Right.
And those little bitches still turned on him.
Damn right.
And you know what? None of these silly ass sisters that's running around bigging her up and all that ever go and criticizing black men ever even mention her father. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's traitors amongst us.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? They never even mentioned, they buried that man's whole, you know what I'm saying? They put him out of sight, out of mind, right along with the white people that did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So whose side they on? They on white people's side. Go ahead, boy.
No, you was perfectly fine. You was perfectly fine. Salaki to Facebook, man. We've been running this class. I didn't know the camera had actually stopped. We just fixed it, so we right back in effect. You know what I'm saying? We probably about 20 minutes in the class. Officer Gerard bringing heavy, you know, blazing on these devils. You know what I'm saying? Today's topic is fear and hatred for the black man. You know what I'm saying? I.S.U.P.K has been doing heavy work. You understand? T.D. Jakes and all these other Christians. Yeah, we was on YouTube. We wasn't on Facebook, so the Facebook stopped. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just bringing people up to speed on what's going on. Because, you know, when I hit the restart button, he was blazing on it. So I'm just letting people understand where we at. You know what I'm saying? We blazing on these goddamn coon-ass Christians. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed. We gonna keep blazing on them. You understand? Or the white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And any man that serves up under them, he just deserves death. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get it in the scriptures. Now, what we was talking on earlier for the people on Facebook, you understand? T.D. Jakes, now, he's not even worried about teaching people about the law, statutes, and commandments. He never was. You understand? Now his main thing is this. He sees his congregation depleting. All these Christians do. They see people people is coming about them churches. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people in there, but some of them people is actually coming up out of there. You understand? They start to understand the church is an evil place. The church is for white man worship. You understand? The church worships white man. Christianity is about the worship of white man.
Right.
That's why you got God is white, Christ is white, the angels is white, the prophets is white. That's why everybody is white. But when you get it out the Bible, none of them is white. You understand?
Right.
Christianity is about white man worship. And any person who says it ain't, guess what? You're whitewashed. You understand?
Right.
Straight up. You love the white man, so you're going to say the most stupidest things that you could possibly think of. They can't back it up with scripture. You understand? That's why you see your priests, your so-called priests, rather, in the church today, walking around and they ain't getting no scriptures out the Bible. They walk around hands free, just like this. This is what their hands doing. They doing this with their hands all day, telling you how they feel. They're not telling you what's actually in that Bible. You understand? And like we brought out earlier, T.D. Jakes, right? So here's what he's saying about the covenant. He's calling it a goddamn contract. A contract. You understand?
Right.
He's trying everything in his power to stop the I.S.U.P.K. from spreading this truth,
Right.
which he can never do because the Most High is with us. The Most High is not with him. That's why he has to make new sermons about specifically how to stop the Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? How to stop Commander Gen.YAHANNA and I.S.U.P.K.
Now, does this sound familiar? Now, does this sound familiar? It should sound familiar to people that love to read the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was a man that was just like that, had to embody the whole spirit of T.D. Jakes in the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? And you know who this man was? This man was Balaam the sorcerer.
Yeah, right, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. We go ahead and get it in the scripture, sir.
Right.
We come back to that.
Well, you want to bring up some before we
No, you go ahead and do your
I'm
thing.
gonna find the exact points that I want to see.
I'm gonna keep blazing on it, man.
Go ahead.
And here's the thing, like what T.D. Jakes is doing ain't nothing new. Like this has always been done since Christ first touched down on this earth. You understand? When Christ first came, you had these same false prophets, like Officer Tarot about to get into the scriptures for you, doing everything in their power to try to stop this truth from coming out. You understand? Let me tell you what these Christians say. Like, and this is the thing, and I'm gonna tell you, and before I'm going here somewhere with this, so you know what I'm saying. Don't get on my head when I say this. I'm going somewhere with it because I already know how hardcore you are. Like, here's what the Christians say: it's not about color. Let me tell you something. I agree, it's not about color, but when they say that to include white people.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. You're right. It's not about color, but you know what it is about? Bloodlines. You understand? And that's something that you will never hear the Christians talk about. You will never hear the Christians talk about bloodlines. Because you got to understand, the covenant or the contract, as T.D. Jakes put it, you know what I'm saying, is only to a particular set of people. You get what I'm saying? It ain't for everybody. Like there's a clip floating around on Facebook, YouTube, all that film. You understand? Like you gotta hear what this man is saying, man. I'll take that back. He ain't a man. He's less than a man. You gotta hear what that devil, that beast, that weak piece of crap, like that filth is saying. That pork chop eating, bald head, every sin you could think of doing like he is just horrible, man. And this is who our people following. You can hear the congregation agreeing with him and don't know nothing about that goddamn Bible, apparently. He's telling them about the Bible without having a Bible in his hands. You see what Officer Tarok is doing right now? He's getting it out the goddamn Bible. When's the last time you seen your Christian pastor do that? When's the last time? When's the last time you seen your Christian pastor break down the scripture? You know what your Christian pastor would do? He just start to break down the scripture, and when it's something that he don't know, you know what he does then? He breaks into song and dance. He's like, and the Lord said, well, you know what I'm saying? And start singing and dancing. Next thing you know, you got the homosexuals with the tambourine, the choir singing. You get what I'm saying? Like they not teaching you nothing. They are destroying us out here, point blank period. They are destroying us, they are destroying our nation. You understand? The Christian church is the most evil, filthiest, disgusting place on the planet Earth. You understand? On the planet Earth, point blank period. Come up out of there, man. Like T.D. Jakes, man, that's one thing. He's calling a covenant a contract. All right, here's the thing. You're right. I like I said, T.D. Jakes, you're right. Color don't matter. Color don't matter. So if color don't matter, what does matter, T.D. Jakes? Doesn't it matter the blood ties? You understand? Blood ties, point blank period. Let me ask you something, black folks. How come you understand blood ties when it comes to your goddamn dogs?
Right.
But you don't understand blood ties when it comes to you.
Right. They understand a pit. You have a nigga. A nigga ain't gonna buy a pit mix.
Right.
A pit mix.
Unless it's mixed with something vicious. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't. A lot of times they don't even want that. They want pure
full blood.
pits.
Right. Full blood.
Pure.
Like you said, pure blood.
Because they want to.
What they say, like they pick, that's their daughter. I'm not breeding her with that.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not breeding her with that. But you will give your daughter to a white devil. You understand? Right. Like what the hell?
That's what I'm saying. Being cool with your son being with a white girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think it's funny because we think of ourselves lower than dogs.
Right.
We got to.
Really, we got to.
You won't cross your pit with another breed.
Right. But you will do it with your daughter.
And you will breed yourself with somebody else.
Right.
And produce children that are half this and half that.
Right.
And confusing your own goddamn people.
Right.
Yeah. You know, where the children that come from you be an Israelite, yeah, it would, but at the same time, it will cause problems because in a lot of instances, those same children grow up to love white people more than they love their own goddamn people. Right. And they ain't trying to come into the truth.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
When Rome, during the time of the Renaissance era, some of the biggest enemies that came up against the nation of Israel, came up against us, were the children of goddamn white people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Where they had a white father, you know what I'm saying? A black mother or black father, white mother, they came and destroyed. You know, they sided with their mama's people. You know what I'm saying? The ones that had black fathers sided with their mama's people to help destroy us. We even see this in the scriptures too.
Right, damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
That's why I don't trust any mixed person that ain't in the ISUPK.
Goddamn right.
I'm just keeping it all the way real.
Damn
I don't
right.
trust them. I look at them as something, you know what I'm saying, else a lot of the time. I'm just saying.
And here's the thing. They look at themselves as something else.
Yeah.
They
take pride in it.
Yeah, they tell you all about the other side of their family that's not black. You know what I'm saying? You ask the mixed person, they gonna tell you, well, I got Indian in me, I got Irish in me,
right.
I got Viking in me.
Right.
Like, but ain't you got some black in you? I don't worry about that part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you get to these like more southerner states, you know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of the times, you know, it be like that. You know, I'm not saying this like New York, you got a lot of brothers that, you know what I'm saying, that have the mixed brothers that have their spirit with them and everything. But when you start to come into states like Indiana, Kentucky, right. Tennessee, stuff like that, now things get a little shaky because see, here's the thing, they white family is embracing them now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The white families, because see, back in like the early 90s and the 80s, they had nothing to do with the white woman that was with a black man and their children. You know what I'm saying? White people had nothing to do with them.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn
so those
right.
children knew that they was black. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, they're embracing them back into the fold.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And they're doing it for a reason.
Right, exactly. And those children are having way more love for the damn white side of their family than they do for the black side of their family. The only thing they like about being black is things like, basketball, sports,
rap music,
you know what I'm saying? Right. All of that stuff. They like that stuff.
Yeah,
you know
but they don't want a part of this struggle at all.
But their heart is really with white people.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. They embrace black culture as long as it's the positive side. But deny them something, and that white side gonna come out of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, my mom's white. You don't understand. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not full-blooded nigger.
And then at the same time, they come in among regular black people, and they boast on the white side of their family.
Right.
How they got that white blood. They only do this when they're around black people. They don't do this. You know what I'm saying?
When they're around white people.
When they're around white people, right? They
family.
don't do that. They take that goddamn black side and they bury that.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying?
What you say? Bury it down inside.
Right. So that
and
tells you.
never bring it up again.
So that tells you which one they love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they only get mad at the white people when the white people call them niggas, and you know that then they would only be against white people then. But as long as white people ain't call them niggas and all that, and treat them damn near somewhat like a goddamn equal, they will love those white people and they will fucking destroy you.
And here's the thing,
they will try and kill you. You know what I'm saying? For those white people.
Damn right. Damn right.
And that's what they did during the time of Paul wrong.
So like if I would, I don't want. And like you said, like the only time they really have a problem with white people is when the white people exposes them for being niggas. Like you would hear them even try to debate that. I'm not black. No, I'm not black. And they would go into a whole spiel. You get what I'm saying? A whole spiel of why they're not black.
Well, some of them will try and act like they pro-black.
Right.
Either they'll do what you said or they'll go pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Just for that moment, you know, while the white people, but then when the smoke clears, then they go back to being, you know, that.
Love the white people.
Right. When all the smoke clears and everything's good and hunky-dory, they go back to being with white people.
Yeah, right. Like the hatred and the fear of the black man is real, man. Like I don't even know how else to explain it. Like this shit is real. This shit is everyday warfare, man. You understand? Don't nobody have to deal with that. The Chinese don't have to deal with no stuff like that. You understand? They all embrace their culture. And here's the thing. We brought it out in a couple classes ago. You know what I'm saying? Let a Chinese woman marry outside of her family. Let her marry outside of her bloodline. What happens? She doesn't go back to China.
Right.
They exile her. She is no longer part of the family. Whatever inheritance that they had coming are no longer given to them.
Right. She's not getting no.
They had passed them to a cousin before they give them to the older son or daughter.
Yeah, damn right.
You know
They sure would.
They're not going
or somebody that they don't even know.
Right. As long as they're Chinese, as long as they're in their nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how serious they are about blood ties.
Right.
And contracts. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Like these Christian pastors, man, like they are destroying us out here, man. To the point that something that belongs strictly to you, something that belongs strictly to you, they want to give to everybody else. Let me ask you something. Would you give somebody, like, let's say I was a filthy rich, you get what I'm saying? And I said I had $1 million just for you. Just for you. Are you going to let somebody come in and be like, well, me and him are one. I won't, so that $1 million that you're going to get to him can really go to me. You're not going for that, are you? You understand that when it comes to money, you're not about to let somebody take your money, right? So how you gonna let somebody come and take your goddamn covenant? How you gonna let somebody come and take what the Lord has promised you? You understand? How are you gonna let that happen? How are you gonna bring somebody in on that? You understand? You're selfish when it comes to everything else on the face of this planet. Be selfish with your bloodline.
Right.
Be selfish with your covenant. Be selfish with your nation. You understand? Don't give your nation to nobody else. Nobody gives you their nation. Then you want other people who does it. Tell me whenever you've seen an African embrace you as a brother, and whatever comes in their way, they want to share with you.
Right, and then when we say embrace you as a brother, not say, "Hey, brother."
Right.
Not that. No.
Not that.
Because we like shows of affection.
Yeah. He gave me a high five.
Yeah,
once.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, we're people. We get dumb food. I mean, you look up Black Love, and what's it gonna show? It's gonna show
bunch of high fives.
No, I'm talking about Black Love, like between a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna show them hugs.
Oh yeah, damn right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a show of affection. It ain't no goddamn love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's a show of affection. There's a difference.
Yeah,
we don't understand the goddamn difference. That's why dumbass black women run around thinking that white men love them because they show some little thing with some white man with a black woman and they say that's love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the hell love even is.
Right.
They don't even care to know. All they can need is the display of affection. That's it.
Right. And that's all it is. Because the real love that you're supposed to be giving your brothers and your sisters come from out the Bible. These laws, statutes, and goddamn commandments. That's the only real love. You understand? Like the UPK, this brotherhood is full of love because we hold each other accountable for these laws, statutes, and goddamn commandments. You understand? Let somebody do something, man. We gonna show them love by checking them. You understand? We not gonna tell them that we love them anyway and God loves everybody. And again, I understand that that's your white friend you grew up with him. Bring him into class. Hell no. That ain't what the Lord says. You understand? That ain't what the Lord loves. You understand? Right. We gonna follow these laws, statutes, commandments the right way. Like he said, there's a difference between real love and a show of affection. You understand? Real love ain't to show affection unless it's with your own nation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Your own nation. A prime example. I'll give you an example. If you catch somebody trying to harm somebody in your intermediate family, right? In your intermediate family, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna embrace them or are you gonna defend your people? Right? Are you gonna defend your people and you gonna kill whoever's hurting them out of what?
Out of love.
Out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. It's that simple. If you don't mind, I don't want to do something in scripture. Yeah. Did you want to do yours?
No, we'll go ahead and run through yours first, and
I want to get it in this T.D. Jakes. I want to go to Isaiah with T.D. Jakes. Isaiah 56. Yeah. And I wanted to start at the beginning, but I wanted you to, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Go ahead and rock it out. You know what I'm saying? Because your breakdowns are way hardcore. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Like, your breakdowns is fucking magic around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Selecting my language, sir. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go, specifically, I want to go with Isaiah, 56:10. That's where I was going to start at. But as I was skimming over the whole verse, I'm like, this whole verse pertains. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but that's where I want to go. So you can actually start like a couple of verses before, if you want to. Like, we going into the T.D. Jakes like this dude, man. Like, T.D. Jakes don't give a goddamn about blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians. T.D. Jakes only give a goddamn about collecting a check. You understand that? That's the only thing that he matters. That's the only thing that matters to him. That's the only thing that matters. And here's the thing. It ain't just him. It's all Christians. You get what I'm saying? Only thing that Christians care about is getting money and the approval of the white man. They don't give a damn about their approval of their brothers, and they for sure don't give a damn about the approval of the Most High. They're not trying to please the Most High. Right. If they was trying to please the Most High, they would be doing the I.S.U.P.K. work. You get what I'm saying? The Christian pastor would be into the highways and byways. You understand? You want me to tell you the only time that you see a Christian pastor on the streets is when he's trying to come against the I.S.U.P.K. That's the only time. He'll grab his megaphone, he'll look around the church and be like, damn, where my congregation? I ain't got no ties. Them goddamn Hebrews. Let me go try to get my people back. And then when he comes out there, you know what you see? You see a Christian pastor get slaughtered because he can't answer one question in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You're about to get it in the scriptures. Go ahead. I'm ready when you are. Okay.
Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind.
His who?
His watchmen are blind.
Now, we talking about people like so-called T.D. Jakes. You get what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. These Christian pastors, they supposed to be watchmen. You understand? They supposed to be doing the work of the Most High. But you know they not. You get what I'm saying? Because where are the Christian pastors when unarmed black men are being murdered? You get what I'm saying? Where are they at? When have you ever seen a Christian pastor speak against? Even listen, let me tell you something about your politicians. Al Sharpton, Jesse James. What's his name? Jesse Jackson.
Yeah,
Jesse Jackson. You know, I barely speak his name because they don't do shit. They nobodies. Here's what I'm saying. People know them as politicians. But before they was politicians, guess what they were? They were pastors.
Right.
That's Reverend.
Farrakhan was actually a pimp.
Right.
He was a real pimp.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, man, like you forget what they was before they claim to do something. And here's the thing, they still not doing what they swear up and down that they supposed to be doing. Like if he's Reverend Al Sharpton, where's the congregation at? You get what I'm saying? Like who Who has testimony for him like, man, this man has changed my life. This man spoke the words of the Most High and changed me. You get what I'm saying? Because them man ain't serving the Most High. Them man is serving the white man. They are serving Satan. They are serving the same people who's oppressing you every day. You understand? Like them man never have groundwork like a man to GEN.YAHANNA. You understand? Like, let me tell you something about the I.S.U.P.K. Like, here's the thing. If you want to feel good, then yeah, the Christian church is for you. You get what I'm saying? You can sing and dance, and you can feel just as good as you want to feel. And when you go home, you go back to doing the same BS that you been doing. But if you want to be good, if you want to do good, come into the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Under command of GEN.YAHANNA. Because that's what we build. We build strong men. We build strong sisters. You get what I'm saying? We show you how to be good. We show you how to do the work of the Most High. You understand? These are the true watchmen. You get what I'm saying? We watching over our nation. We watching over our people. We correcting them when they want white people. I'm talking about the way they hate. You understand? Because when we say we hate the white man, you know what pops in most people's head? Violence. Because that's how the white man hates. The white man hates by killing, by slaying. Look at the police. Look at Trump. The white man hatred is physical. You get what I mean? Our hatred, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You understand? We don't hate by trying to go out here and kill a white man. That ain't what the I.S.U.P.K. represents. You know how we hate the white man? By this brotherhood. By this right here. This is how we hate the white man. Like there is nothing that my honor one can ask me for that I'm not gonna break my neck to make sure it happens. And vice versa. That's how we hate the white man. By coming together in unity and brotherhood. Instead of me hating this man and trying to figure out how can I get over on this man, I make sure that I serve this man in righteousness. You get what I'm saying? That's how we hate the white man.
Right.
That's simple. We come together under these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how we hate the white man. Let me tell you something. That's how much we hate him. You understand? That's true hatred. Like you hear a lot of black people talking about, I'm for my people, I'm this and I'm that. Let me tell you how much I'm for my people and how much I hate the white man. I'll stop selling drugs. You understand? Brothers in this school gave up that life. That's how much we love our brothers and how much we hate our enemies. You understand? Read that scripture again, sir. So like I'm getting.
His watchmen are blind.
Go ahead.
They are all ignorant.
Damn right. Listen, go ahead.
Okay. They're all ignorant. And here's the thing. You know, you can be sincerely ignorant.
Damn right.
But they are actually willingly ignorant.
Damn right.
They don't want to know. They don't want to know within themselves that you are Israelite. They don't want to know that.
They don't want you to know.
And they don't want to know themselves, to be honest.
But here's the thing. Some of them know, like T.D. Jakes knows he's an Israelite. There's an interview, look it up. Here's T.D. Jakes saying he's an Israelite. He said he was an Israelite.
No, he's saying it's something different.
Right.
Let me go on.
Go ahead, sir.
He means it in a different way. He means it in a way that pleases white people. What he means when he said he's Israel, he's saying he's spiritual Israel, what all the Christians say.
Right.
He's Israel because of the contract. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what he's saying. He's Israel behind. And they understand that because if he actually said he was blood Israelite, then they would start to mess with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing, sir. Even with that being said, why ain't he teaching that to his congregation? Like we can be Israel through contract. You get what I'm saying?
Because he loves the money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Exactly. Now here's go ahead, sir.
That's why I wanted to go into, the whole thing with Balaam.
Come on, sir.
You see what I'm saying? That's perfect for the situation.
We can get it now, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I just want the people, I want to bust that down, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because, man, like that devil, man, like, we got to expose these Christian pastors. We got to. We got to expose them, and we got to blaze on them at every corner, and we got to save our people in that Christian church. Because I'm going to be honest, some people are in that Christian church because they honestly don't really know better. Even to this day. Because it's an old saying. If you knew better, you'd do better. You know why we in the I.S.U.P.K? Because at the beginning, we didn't know better. But now that we know better, we do better. You know what I'm saying? If you knew better, you do better. Remember when your parents used to tell you that? Your granddad used to say that to you. If you knew better, you do better, boy. Now get out there and make it happen. That's what it is. Now that I know, now I'm gonna do. You understand? You get it in the scriptures whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay. We're gonna start at Numbers chapter 22 and verse 1. And the children of Israel sat forward and pitched in the plains of Moab, because where we was in the wilderness at this time. We had to go through other people's lands and all that, right? On this side, Jordan by Jericho. Now remember, we just mentioned the walls of Jericho fall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just mentioned that.
Right.
And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all Israel had done to the Amorites, because the Lord destroyed a lot of the Amorites, right? And Moab was sore afraid of the people. And Moab today is the Chinese. The same one that the Chinese and the Koreans and all them, the ones that's beating up black women in the hair stores.
Just about to say.
You see what I'm saying? That's who Moab is today.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, how does this tie in with T.D. Jakes? Let me tell you one thing. T.D. Jakes sees the thing that's going on with the Moabites, with the whole hair thing and all of that, and the black women being beat up, and all the black women and all the black people saying, stay out of them Korean stores.
Right.
Right? And then they start to sway to the push of knowing that they're the Israelites. Now here comes Balaam.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? T.D. Jakes is the modern day Balaam.
Yeah, I'm right.
You know, for one thing, he's at the head. Yeah, he's at the head of the mega churches.
Right.
All the black mega churches, he's at the top.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a pyramid. Him being the top coon.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? Under him come Creflo and all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a pyramid, just like the mob or whatever else, any type of structure like that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And with that being said, if I would, and that includes that one white devil, what's his name? Joe Osteen, because their main focus is destroying black people. So they're gonna put a black face that make you feel comfortable and deceive you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all he is make you feel comfortable and deceive you. You know what I'm saying? That's why he makes up little false ass stories about being from the hood. You get what I'm saying? Struggling and all of that, man. Here's the thing. If that's true, why are you still doing the filth that you're doing? You get what I'm saying? If you really know what it's like to be from the hood and struggle and not have anything, why are you deceiving your people?
Right.
Why are you deceiving your people? Go ahead, sir. Whenever you want to go back to the script.
And see, here's the thing too. You know, Balaam had close ties, you know, as far as, you know, family-wise to Israel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because who was Balaam? Balaam was from Mesopotamia. You know what I'm saying? He was actually the descendant of Abraham's brother Nahor. You see what I'm saying? And that was at a time where we were still, you know, a little bit brotherly towards one another. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know, because you know, as we was growing in our infantile stages as a nation, you know, we got our wives from the daughters of Nahor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's where we went and got our wives and everything from, because they were raised. That's where Rachel and Rebecca. Rachel, Leah, Rebecca, all of them come from that stock. You see what I'm saying? Zilpah and Bilhah came from that stock also. You see what I'm saying? So back to what I'm saying though. It said, and Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us.
And if I would, like, this goes back to once more that fucking that freaking piece of crap, T.D. Jakes. Like, this ain't the first time that he's made an attack on the I.S.U.P.K. Like, he had a whole meeting when he got together with other Christian pastors, and that was their whole topic of discussion. How to stop these Hebrew Israelites. Right. Just like Nolan just said in the scriptures. He came together like, how do we stop Israel? Right. How do we stop Israel from rising? That's what T.D. Jakes and these other Christian pastors have been doing for the longest. Right. You know what I'm saying? How do we stop these Israelites from rising? How do we stop them from waking up to who they are? How do we stop them from coming into the truth of this Bible? Right.
because the Korean hair places and all that, they, even though the Moabites, the Koreans and all of them profit from that, that's still a white agenda.
Right.
If we totally left, if black women totally left that right now, the white man will be in fear also.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
You messing with everybody money now.
Yeah. It's not the money, and not just that, but he see that your spirit is leaving off them. That's the biggest thing right there. Your spirit is off.
So their next question is, who's next then? You know what I'm saying? All right, you shutting this down, so who's gonna be next?
Right, exactly. That's how they would think. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, they can really cut out everybody now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, that's the way that they're gonna think it. They're gonna be like, oh man, and the whole world will be in trouble.
Right. And they're already thinking that. You better believe they're already plotting and planning on how to get it back together. How to hold their kingdom together. How to keep their slaves.
Right. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now this company lick up all that are round about us, as an ox licketh up grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Now, what are they doing? They hiring the most powerful sorcerer that they can goddamn find.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But now, what is Balaam's job? What does he do? Why is he so rich? Balaam was filthy rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Balaam was rich. If you got kings hiring you, you know what I'm saying? All the kings on the earth wanted Balaam's services. You see what I'm saying? And of course, he would just like any whore would give his services to the highest bidder. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Anybody that offered the highest price, he would go to them. But because what was Balaam's job? What would he do? Balaam could curse nations. You see what I'm saying? And things would actually happen to those nations because of Balaam's curse. These people actually. Here's the thing: we need to understand something. These leaders do have spiritual power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. They can say, the Bible says we can eat pork.
And people will start eating pork.
And people on the whole earth will start eating pork. All the black people will start eating pork. You see what I'm saying? They can say, well, God ain't got a problem with homosexuals.
And that's why they got gay churches now.
Right. T.D. Jakes justified homosexuality.
Let me go one back.
Go ahead.
God loves everybody.
Right.
And they tell you that. And now, to this day, people truly believe that God loves everybody. And that's why you got sinners that eat pork, because God loves me anyway. You got homosexuals, because God loves me anyway. You got interracial marriages, because God loves me anyway. Because God loves everybody. He's not coming back. He who killeth with the sword, please. We don't go over that scripture, because God loves everybody.
Here's the thing,
that's the power of sorcery.
With things like interracial marriage, you know what I'm saying? Well, if your person's a Christian, that's what they say. If the person's a Christian, it doesn't matter their race.
Right.
The person's a Christian, it doesn't matter. So now everybody's thinking that it doesn't matter as long as the person is a Christian.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That is a spiritual power. You can move they move the masses. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, Balaam had the same power to move the masses and everything, and he would curse nations, and this stuff would actually happen. You see what I'm saying? He would curse it, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people are gifted, you know what I'm saying, of the Lord. They have gifts. You see what I'm saying? They have gifts of the Lord, and with gifts of the Lord come power. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of them have it, and they use it, you know what I'm saying? Like what Balaam's doing, he's using it to, for the highest bidder. He's a whore with his power. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a whore with it. I'm going to go into more things concerning this. He sent messengers, therefore, unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, They cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Now come, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. He had to have some serious spiritual power in order for the king to be like, man, look, I gotta go, and for him to say, I got to go to this dude specifically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
He had to have some spiritual power there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Why didn't he go to just any sorcerer, right?
Yeah, and I was just about to break that down for you, sir, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Like, prime example, you just don't like, I equate it to sports. You just don't want any quarterback. You want the best quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You don't want the basketball. You don't want any basketball player. You want the best basketball player. So you don't want any sorcerer. You want the best.
Yeah,
sorcerer.
you want the top dog.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they picked T.D. Jakes. To counteract this whole, our whole, to counteract the I.S.U.P.K.
Right. Because he come from a generation of sorcerers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Or what it could be is prophets. You know what I'm saying? Because when a prophet don't want to be, when he goes astray or whatever, he becomes a sorcerer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That same spiritual power goes into the left hand side instead of the way it's supposed to be. And then that stuff is passed down, just like it was mentioned in the sons of the prophets. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hell, look at the Haitians now. The Haitians were once a priests.
Right.
Right? But then when they got into voodoo, what happened to the priesthood?
Right. Fell apart.
No, they didn't just fall apart. It became evil, just as evil as it was good at first. But there still was power there. There's still power there. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, though? Don't they still do the sacrifices? And don't they still do a whole lot of this stuff? And ain't there's a hell of a demonic spirit vibe there?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? There's still power, regardless of whether it's used right or wrong. A nigga can get a gift and still use the goddamn gift wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you don't have the gift. You got the gift, you just using it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Hell, we can give some examples. I mean, hell, Balaam is one good example. Let's see, of certain people that have used, what I'm saying, what the Most High has given them and used it for evil. You know what I'm saying? You have plenty of, Korah in them, you know what I'm saying? In the wilderness. You had all kind of stuff like that going on. They used their stuff, that when the Lord, because Korah was also a descendant of Levi. You know what I'm saying? He still had the priesthood, the service of Levite, brother, in his being. But what did he do with it? You see what I'm saying? It don't mean the Lord didn't just take it from him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He used it on the evil for evil. Well, that's the same thing that happened with Balaam. Balaam being the son of Nahor was a righteous man also. It's just the fact that the Lord chose Abraham and not Nahor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But these gifts do get passed down. And that's one of the reasons why the white man, that's one of the reasons why the white man does have some level of spiritual power, because for one thing, he is the son of Isaac.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He is the son of Isaac. Jacob is the son of Isaac also. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the conflict and the battle we are the two dragons, in the sea, right? Trying to conquer Jacob and Esau. In order for him to be a formidable foe against us, he has to have some type of spiritual power like that also. He has to. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hell, we watch anime stuff all the goddamn time, anime and all of that stuff. Dragon Ball Z, you get the goddamn concept then.
Right.
Get it in real life.
Yeah, but you don't get it when it comes to the goddamn battle.
Right. Get it in real life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With these white devils.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And these other heathen nations, exactly.
Yeah, right, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they do have some level of spiritual power against us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing. They can't curse us. We have to be in agreement with the curse.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? They can't curse us because the Most High blessed us specifically. But what they can do is get us to join in, and we put the curse on ourselves.
Like the Christian church teaches you to do.
Right, exactly. And then you know what? It's funny because the Christian church will even quote that statement, though. They'll say, you can't curse a Christian, But you can't get a Christian to curse himself. That's
Right.
not real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Christian, hell, the Christian is already goddamn cursed. The white man is already goddamn cursed. You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? But what they can do, once they try and curse, once they send a curse on you, if you don't hearken unto their curse, that's why Balaam couldn't do nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He couldn't do nothing at this time because the Lord had already blessed us, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, what did he was able to do? We're going to read on in the scripture. Let's get it back to the scriptures right quick, though. It said, now come therefore, okay, we're in Numbers 22 and verse 6.
Okay.
Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure, I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land.
Right.
For I walk that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou curses is cursed. Means he understood that this man had spiritual power. He understood that. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And who was Midian? Midian was one of the sons of Abraham.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Since all the people talking about, everything that come from Abraham is a Hebrew. Yeah, you're right, but everything that come from Abraham ain't no Israelite.
Right.
Why does it say here Midian linked up with Moab? Midian is being a heathen nation also, linked up with Moab to curse us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Why is it? Because they want power as individual nations themselves.
Right.
They want power on the earth. You see what I'm saying? Depart with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, lodge ye this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And then here's the thing too, he was confident that the Lord was going to speak with him too. He knew. You know what I'm saying? And God came unto Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? He's like, who the hell are you rolling with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord come to him, and I was like, who you? They said God came to him. He was confident that the Lord was going to speak to him concerning this thing. And God came to him and like, who the hell are you rolling with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto God, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying, behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. And now curse me them. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to go further into this. We're going to skip over to verse 24. Does everything go?
It keeps us off Facebook. I'm trying to get back on it.
We on Facebook?
We just put us. Yeah, we off of Facebook. We'll be still on YouTube.
Okay.
You go ahead and keep rocking, sir. I'm gonna try to find.
All right. And Balak's anger, we're going to go to Numbers 24 and 10. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together because he couldn't do nothing. Balaam couldn't do anything, right? Now check this out. And Balak said, because see, here's the thing, while T.D. Jakes, or people like, T.D. Jakes and other things can keep Israel celebrating Christmas and all of that, they're not worried. You see what I'm saying? Only when we stop doing those things, then they become worried. Now they push out. Now the white man pushes out their topsoil fruit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because they see that this whole, the I.S.U.P.K is going strong. You see what I'm saying? Because we know who they after for real. It's not these fake groups. They're not after them like that. They want us. We the prize. You see what I'm saying? We the crown jewel. So when they see that they can, they see that our influence is so strong and everything, Now they want to stick in their best sorcerers. That's why he's running around talking about this whole Israel thing, and it don't matter, and because he's trying to get us back to celebrating Christmas, back to eating the feast of Thanksgiving, back to eating the feast of Christmas, back to doing all of that. He's trying to bring us back to Egypt. That's what he's actually trying to do. That's his whole purpose, is to bring us back to Egypt. Watch. And Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse mine enemy, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times, because the Lord told him to bless Israel. You can't curse him. So he didn't have no choice but to bless Israel, right?
Right.
Now Moab and Midian is mad at him, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, spake I not also to thy messenger, which thou hast sentest unto me, saying, if Balak will give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Lord, to do either good or bad of my own mind.
Right.
But what the Lord saith, that will I speak. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do unto thy people in the last day. Hey, the Lord turned this around and had all of these damn nations tore the hell up in the prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Show what the Lord was going to do to Edom, Mount Seir, you know what I'm saying? The Assyrians, Eber, you know what I'm saying? All of them, right? All right. Now, when we go to verse 25, this is what they was able to do. This is what Balaam the sorcerer was able to do. This is the contract that T.D. Jakes was talking about.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This was the contract. He's not talking about a contract with the Lord. He's talking about the contract with the nations that are ruling over us. That's what he's talking. That's why he said contract instead of covenant, because we understand contract. We don't understand covenant. You see what I'm saying? We don't understand a covenant term. We don't even know what the hell a covenant is, but we know what a contract is.
Right.
Because he's talking to a bunch of niggas that's setting off in there that work in corporate America.
Right.
You sign this contract, you know what I'm saying? Basketball players know a contract. You know what I'm saying? And a contract of signing your name on something always have to do with the goddamn devil. That's why he used contract instead of covenant. You see what I'm saying? So what picture comes into your mind? Because we think in picture. What picture comes into your mind when you think contract? You think paper sign.
Right.
You know, so sign your name in blood. You see what I'm saying? Our minds think like that. That's why he used contract, because he's pushing to the so-called successful people. I mean, he's crafty in what he do. He's smart in his craft. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why they use certain words like that. It's like when the white man uses conservative. He knows who he's talking to. He's not talking to black people. He's talking to white people who have a little wealth and everything, and they want blacks to go back into slavery.
Right.
So that they can rebuild America. That's who he's talking to. And we think conservative. We think it just means a whole totally different thing to us. We think conservative. That means I'm a nigga that got a good job. I got something.
Right.
That's how we think. When they say conservative, on the other hand, they know that they've got something in America that they want to conserve, which is slaves. You see what I'm saying? Us being at the goddamn bottom, the Egyptians were conservatives too.
Right.
And they were so conservative, that's the reason why they ran at us with all of their military and all of their goddamn might when we were exiling from ancient Egypt, because they were conservative and they want to conserve what the hell they got, which was slaves.
Right.
They goddamn kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Well, T.D. Jakes did the same type of language. That's why he said, that's why he used contract instead of covenant. You see what I'm saying? When you get a new wife and your wife is, hadn't had sex with anybody else before you, right? You go up in her hymen breaks, she bleeds. That is a covenant. It's not a goddamn contract. You ain't signing shit. Now, unless you're stupid enough to go to the white man and go get a damn marriage license, that's a contract. You see what I'm saying? But what you got with that woman that you have got that never had a man before, and you busted that hymen open and she's bleeding, that is a blood covenant. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Lord deal with. The Lord deal with covenants. The Lord don't deal with no goddamn contract.
Right.
The Lord ain't never said sign your name on shit. You see what I'm saying? The white man says that. You see what I'm saying? So that he can snare you up by his laws. That is how the white man works. Was you trying to get that onto that?
Yeah, it ain't
yes, you probably did. You don't want to try that.
Yeah,
That's too big.
All
right.
Just trying to set us up.
Try. Try. And Israel, we had Numbers chapter 24 and verse 20, Numbers chapter 25, Slaki, and verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So what was Balaam able to actually get us to do? We have to think about this for a second, right?
Right.
He got us to look at the Moabite women.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And from that, because Moab was leading in the charge, above Midian and the whole thing of, trying to beguile us, in the wilderness.
Okay.
Right? So, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And also, too, what did our women start to do? Want to take on Moabite woman customs and all of that. Started to do some of the same things that they were doing. Hell, they run around in geisha clothes, and what did our women want to do?
Right.
They want to make geisha clothes, too.
Right.
Wanted to do all of that, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got black women today that call their goddamn self China. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's another nation that we always play the goddamn war with real strong.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you got black girls that call themselves China, but you ain't got no Chinese girl that call themselves black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? China this, China that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. China doll, black China.
Yeah, black China, all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. Right? What is a sacrifice? Come on, 500, give it to me. What's a sacrifice?
Oh, like you said, like the sacrifice unto the God, basically giving an offering.
Not only that, let's break it down into terms that we would understand today.
Okay. All right, sacrifice in terms that we understand today. Basically, giving up something.
Okay,
For something else.
well, here's the thing. Let me break it down to something that we really understand. Thanksgiving.
Oh, damn right. Yeah, I didn't even think about a holiday.
Yeah, that's what we got to think about.
Christmas too.
Yes, Thanksgiving and Christmas. What are the sacrifices of Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Oh man, the turkey.
Yes, food. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Food. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their God. What are they calling them to? They call them to what? A feast. Right? You see what I'm saying? And the people did what? Eat.
Is basically celebrating the other gods. Like
right.
You said, worshiping other gods. That's where that comes from. Wait
a minute. Hold on. Here's the thing. It's not all about just worshiping. It didn't say that they worshiped anything. It said that they called them unto their gods and to the sacrifices of their gods, and they did eat. It didn't even say that they worshiped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ate.
Right. Which is,
you know what I'm saying?
When
you sit there and go to Christmas dinner, you know what I'm saying? You ain't falling down and worshiping. You ain't going, you know what I'm saying? Right. Falling down and worshiping the tree and all of that. You're not doing that.
But it's almost like you're still trying to strike a covenant with them. because you having
Right.
a meal with them.
Right, you're eating, because anytime that you sit and eat with people, you know what I'm saying? A
You're
corporate
agreeing.
luncheon, what is that? You ain't falling down to worship.
Right,
You ain't
you're in agreement.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them.
you're in agreement with them. You eating, you know what I'm saying? You eating that bloody steak right along with them goddamn devils and sitting there at that corporate lunch. That is a covenant between you and them that your ass is gonna be a slave for the next few years.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna use you to fire more niggas. That's what the covenant is about. That's why they invited you to the goddamn lunch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They put you in the supervisor position so that you can get rid of black people and they don't get the company don't look racist.
Yeah. It's not on me. He fired you, not me.
Right. You know, it was a black man that fired you, so
Right.
you can't blame us, dude. Can't blame us, buddy. Don't let the door hit you.
That's exactly right.
And they want you, every time they want to get rid of blacks without cause, they want you to do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They want you to find the cause.
They put a black man in temporary position of power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So when they go to the corporate luncheon and everything, you sitting and eating with them, what are you eating to do? What's the covenant between you and them? That you're going to fire more niggas that year than what you did last year.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Hatred for your own people.
Yes, that's the covenant. That's the agreement right there. Hatred for your God, you know what I'm saying? Because they called you to the sacrifice of their God, and their God is the goddamn company.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right, sir.
Their God is the company, which links back to the white man. Their God is the white man, which is white Jesus. Their God leads back to that. They're going to keep you a Christian. You're going to keep doing the dirty work with them and keep getting rid of more blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on your job. Really, they use the blacks to get rid of the blacks for real.
Right.
Because in a lot of instances, they'll keep the Hispanics. Right. Because the tribe of Judah is the one that they hate more than anything. So when you got Judah and Ephraim working together, all the hatred goes to Judah.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? They'll sneak little things here and there towards Ephraim and all that, and Manasseh, and you know, and Issachar and everything. But when y'all working together, all the hatred slams right on Judah.
Problem. Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Slams on Judah. I've seen it myself. I've worked, you know what I'm saying, around Manasseh, and you know what I'm saying, and Issachar and all them. I know personally where the anger, where all the hatred skews at, because they don't want to discriminate against all of you at the same time, because you'll come together, you'll be a force together. They don't want that. They want to divide you up, split you up. They attack Judah, which the other tribes already have and instilled hatred for Judah any goddamn way because they envy Judah. You know what I'm saying? So they side with the white people and they all come against you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And they ate and bowed down to their gods. They got full food. Right. You know what I'm saying?
They submitting to their gods.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get them to bow down at first and then they ate. No, they ate first. And what did they do? They started praising God of Moab. You know what I'm saying? What did they say? They got full and they said, bless sound. Like they do at Christmas.
Man, I love Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Christmas time.
See, man, that Thanksgiving dinner was the truth.
Yeah.
Woo! You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They started praising God of Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that Thanksgiving too.
Right.
And who do they do that a lot of this stuff do? They do this stuff to that black woman too.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That black woman, because you start to look at the praise Big Mama and everything, and Big Mama is the biggest servant of the goddamn white man. She's the white man's goddamn maid.
Yeah, right.
And loves him. That's why she named your uncle, your great uncle, after the white man that she used to be a maid for.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? His name is goddamn a black man. His fucking name is Roosevelt. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what she named him after? You know what she named him after some white man. His name is Tom. You know, she gave him the name. She gave your uncle the name Tom. You know what I'm saying? After some white man that she used to goddamn work for and everything, which is another evil ass custom of black women, while they sitting there trying to act like, they now doing this squirrel thing because they so tired of black men doing this and black men doing that, which they've always lusted after the goddamn white man.
Damn right.
Our great grandmothers named their our great uncles and stuff after white men that they used to work for.
And here's the thing.
Why they were married to a black man? Go here.
Like if I would, sir, and they would tell you Well, I gave you a white man so you could be more successful in the white man's world.
That's a goddamn lie. She gave him that white name because she wished that white man was his father.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She was fucking him too.
Yeah, right.
She just happened to get pregnant by the goddamn black man, and she's like, oh shit. But she wanted that white baby so bad. She wanted that baby by the man that she worked for so bad. That old white man, old white man with all the age spots.
Yeah,
you know, she wanted
spots and shit.
Yeah, she wanted them cancerous sores. She wanted the baby by him
but
so
that
bad.
wasn't going for it. You know what I'm saying?
No, he was loading her up. You know what I'm saying?
It just never happened.
Yeah, it's just that she was screwing her husband too.
Right.
And the baby come out of her husband. You know what I'm saying? So now, but she wanted it to be his because she knew that black man was such a goddamn cuck that he would have sat down on the couch and would have seen that baby come out, light with blue eyes and been like, it wouldn't have said a damn thing or raised him any goddamn way. It was another thing that happened a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? That happened with Huey Newton, the Black Panthers. His goddamn mama was a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
You know what the crazy part is? Well, like, I ain't trying to get too far off the subject. But there's a thing going around now where they talking about that's what real men do. Let me explain something to you. That's what a coward would do. You get what I'm saying? That's what a man who ain't got no backbone would do.
Exactly.
You understand? Like, here's the thing, and this ain't my words, this is the Lord's words. If that woman cheats on you, guess what? That is no longer your wife.
Right.
Whoever she just got through sleeping with, that's his wife. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of her, you get as far away from her as possible. Because let me tell you something. For a woman to do that, her sole intention is to destroy you.
Yes.
Her sole intention is to destroy you, and it gives a goddamn about your seed.
Right. She doesn't give a damn. She doesn't give a damn because she wants to live vicariously through the white man's
Right.
not yours.
Right.
She has a child. Think about it. You got sisters to this day that do every damn thing that they can to look white, but they're screwing a black dude.
Right.
Exactly.
I said,
Right.
Have you ever seen her with black hair? I haven't. She's always had that blonde devil hair, pressed down. You've never seen her, maybe for a video shoot, act black. But other than that, she doesn't relate to black people. You get what I'm saying? In fact, I'm gonna give you another example. She's destroying black relationships. She's telling you to put a ring on it to the left, this and that, and leave them, and I don't care, and all that other crap. But yet and still, the same advice she's giving you, she's not following. Has she left Jay-Z yet?
Right.
Has she left Jay-Z yet?
No. And she, you know what? She might not ever let hell.
She ain't going
Will
to
Smith, Jada Pinkett. Because they stay together, let me tell you who they're married to. They're married to the white man.
Damn right.
That's why the marriage is last, because they really married to him. You see what I'm saying? In order for your marriage to last, you gotta be married to something that's greater than yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Damn
you
right.
and her both have to be married to something greater than yourself, which is the Most High.
Damn right.
But the same thing works on the goddamn left hand side with Satan because they're married to Satan. That's why they stay together. Two crackheads will stay together because they married to crack.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how the goddamn thing works.
Right.
Two crackheads will stay together.
Damn right.
They'll have a goddamn marriage and they'll be together 30 goddamn years. You see what I'm saying? Because they're married to one thing that is stronger than both of them, which is that goddamn crack.
They not.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
They're married to that. So they'll stay together. You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
And what did they do with us here? They merged us together with the damn Moabites and Midian and all of that because they got us to eat of their sacrifices because Balaam could not put a curse upon us. Balaam's the one that told them how to get us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Through the goddamn food from the holidays.
Even to this
You know what I'm
day.
saying? From their holiday. Right.
Like that's why niggas love going in the Chinese restaurants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know goddamn well they serving you cat dog and rat.
Right.
Why the hell are you still going in there?
Right. What we're actually doing, we're more than eating the food. Because we got to think about it. If a black person cooks some Chinese dish and a Chinese person cooks the same damn dish,
right.
Which dish will we value more?
The Chinese person.
Yes. Because it's not about the food.
It's about who made it.
Yes. And the people that made that worship Buddha.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we think that there's some wisdom in Buddha and Confucius.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
Damn
right. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. Baal Peor has to do with the Lord of food. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Baal different things. Baal this, Baal that. Baal, you know what I'm saying? You got different Baals. Right. You know what I'm saying? Baals, or rather. Now, you got different Baals. Baal Peor is like the god of food. Right. You know what I'm saying? The god of food and temporal pleasures and things like that. So they joined themselves to that. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
Yeah, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. You see what I'm saying? Because we joined into that. Right? Mm-hmm. He was able to tell them, get them to eat to your sacrifice. Get them to, to go and have the daughters looking beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Have the case girls out there and have all the goddamn the lo mein laid out and all the chicken fried rice, the shrimp fried rice, and all of that stuff laid out on the big old huge mats laying all the way down.
Everything that they're supposed to eat.
Have the Asian strong, you know what I'm saying? Have all of that laid out and get them to come, you know what I'm saying, and eat with you. Of your sacrifice, come as a friend. You see what I'm saying?
And if I would, sir, like that's TD Jakes.
Yes.
That's TD Jakes all the way. Like, look, here's the thing. He's going to promote celebrating these heathen holidays.
Yes.
He's going to promote Easter. He's going to tell you there ain't nothing wrong with Easter.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with Christmas. Ain't nothing wrong with Valentine's Day. Like, he's promoting these holidays like they're in the goddamn Bible. You get what I'm saying? Like the Lord told you to promote them. Let me tell you something. If they're in the Bible, the Lord is telling you not to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you something. When have you ever heard a Christian pastor talk about celebrating any of the customs that's actually in the Bible? The Feast of First Fruit.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the point, because it gets more trickier than that. Right. Nowadays, it gets more trickier than that because you do have pastors that teach that. Because see, they'll talk about, you got Christian pastors nowadays that are celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles because it says 7 days give an offering made by fire. Now you know what the offering is in Christian church, don't you?
Yeah, the money.
Yeah. So now you got 7 days for that goddamn collection plate to be filled up.
Right.
See what I'm saying? 7 days for that goddamn collection plate to be. So they're coming to the holiday.
Right.
But what good is it if you celebrating Christmas and Passover?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You celebrating Christmas and Passover. You know what I'm saying? You celebrate the Feast of Dedication at the time, you know what I'm saying, and Christmas too.
Well, you know, I do Christmas for the kids.
Right.
I do it for the kids. I don't like Christmas personally. That's why we do the Passover too. But Christmas, it's for the kids. What's wrong with that?
Right.
The kids gotta be
mingling it. You mingling it together. And that's an unclean thing. You take it, that's what the definition of wicked is.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Wicked has to do with twisted.
Yeah, right.
That's why you got wicker furniture. That's why it's called wicker, because the furniture is twisted.
Yeah, right.
With wood and stuff that's twisted.
And if I will, sir, like prime example, another example of that is the holiday like Thanksgiving. Like here's the thing. We all know turkey is not unclean.
Right.
We can eat turkey. But here's what makes turkey wicked on that day. You eating to the feast of you're eating a feast to the slaughter of your brothers.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You celebrating a heathen holiday and heathen custom. That's what makes that turkey a wicked. That's what twists that turkey into being wicked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what, like you was just bringing up.
Let me bring a scripture with that. Also, what you talking about right now? Keep on going with what you talking about right now, and I'm gonna find a scripture to show people.
Yeah, right. Like here's the thing. Like prime example. I'm gonna go back to it. Thanksgiving. Like the officer just brought out. Officer Rob just brought out. Like when you doing that, you making it wicked. You understand? You making it wicked, and that's what these Christian pastors do. They'll take something that actually is righteous, but they'll put like prime example. Let me rephrase that. The Christian church don't know the spirit of the laws. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a spirit behind these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? It ain't just about following. It's a spirit behind it. You get what I'm saying? So when you celebrate heathen customs, even though you might be eating food that's clean, it's still a spirit behind it, and you still disrespecting that spirit behind it. You understand? You disrespecting the law. Prime example, I'll go into the story of David. I'm paraphrasing here. But when he was talking about he was thirsty and he needed some water, and he never gave an order, he never said, go do this, but his warriors heard him. Three of his warriors heard him. And what did they do? They bust through the gate, got him the water out that one well he was talking about and brought it back to him. But what did he do? He dumped the water out as a sacrifice to the Most High. Why? Because the warriors put his life on the line. They put their lives on the line behind that water. And the spirit of the law is a blood sacrifice. You understand? Like these warriors could have died to give me this water. So he didn't look at the water as water no more. He looked at it as their blood. So he poured it out to the law, to the Lord. It's the spirit behind the law. That's why.
Good ass breakdown, warrior.
So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a spirit behind it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why Thanksgiving, like, here's the thing. Any holiday, here's let me tell you a personal story of mine. You know what I'm saying? When I was first coming into the truth, learning the truth. My rib wanted me to cook something barbecue for a pagan holiday. It was like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Sunfield. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, hell no, I'm not barbecuing. I'm not doing that. And she's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? We know we don't celebrate the holidays. We know we don't celebrate the holidays. You get what I'm saying? I just want some barbecue. And I told her because of the way it looks. Even though we might know that, you get what I'm saying? The spirit behind that, the spirit behind the law of celebrating pagan holidays, I can't barbecue. You get what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't do it because the spirit behind the goddamn law of not celebrating these pagan holidays. We not putting the goddamn hot dog on the grill. We not doing none of that. Because that's what people do on them type of holidays, the 4th of Memorial Day and stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like them holidays don't have nothing to do with you, Israel. You get what I'm saying? Right. Nothing to do. And the spirit behind the law, if whatever they doing on that day, you do the opposite.
Right. So what is TD Jakes going to get you to do? This is what he's going to get you to do right here. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain.
Hold on. Can you take that back from the top?
We got you. You want to break this down?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Okay. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget. Ye are they that forsake the Lord.
What is TD Jakes getting you to do?
Forsake the Lord.
What is some other Christian pastors getting you to do?
Forsake the Lord.
That's exactly what they're getting you to do. When he talks about a contract instead of a goddamn covenant, he's trying to get you to forsake the Lord. He's trying to get you to forsake all the sacrifices that the Lord has made and put you above every other nation. You understand? He's trying to get you to forsake that. You think you want that?
Right, yes. And how does it, let me tell you, he wants you to forsake the Lord while sitting there talking about the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He's actually getting you using the name of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, using the Lord, but at the same time, it's getting you away from the Lord, right? Yeah, now watch, let's read on. That forget my holy mountain. Because what did he tell you?
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. You know what I'm saying? God loves everybody.
Right. To go even further with that, what is he attacking?
He's attacking the covenant.
He's attacking the Israelites.
Yeah, right.
So he's talking by him attacking the Israelites. What's he trying to get you to do? Forsake the holy mountain.
Damn right.
What mountain is that?
Mount Zion.
That's what he's trying to get you to do. You see what I'm saying? The same thing Balaam was trying to get you to do. That's why he got you to eat of the sacrifices with Moab and Midian, so that you wouldn't be able to do what the Lord told you that you was going to be able to do with taking over the land of Canaan.
And then praise him.
You see what I'm saying? Right.
Praise these heathen guys.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth.
That prepare who?
A table for that truth.
But what do you need a table for? You eat at where? At table.
Right.
You prepare. What is a troop? A troop is an army.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A squadron of warriors. So he's preparing a table for a squadron of warriors to do what? Forget what the Lord has sacrificed.
Right. Now, what does the name of Gad mean? Do you know what?
No, sir.
It means a troop.
Damn right. I knew that, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn it.
Now, what it said was that prepare a table for that troop, right?
Right.
Remember when it said, when Jacob said, a troop shall overcome him but he shall overcome at the last. So what truth is a table being prepared for? Let me tell you, the truth that the table is being prepared for, the truth that will come and overcome Gad. That's why people celebrate Thanksgiving.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Breakdown, sir.
That's the reason
why.
why.
Breakdown, sir.
You know, that's the reason why people have the turkey. The turkey got the feathers, like what the Gadites have.
Right.
That's why they have the cranberry sauce.
Representing the blood.
Right, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Representing the blood, what are you doing? You're spiritually eating the flesh of the Gadites and spiritually drinking the blood when you eat that goddamn cranberry sauce.
Right.
You see what I'm
They
saying?
had the nerves to eat corn with it. You get what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Like goddamn devils, man.
Right,
goddamn devils.
Right.
That's a hardcore ass breakdown, sir.
And that's what Balaam was getting us to do in the wilderness, and that's the same goddamn thing T.D. Jakes is getting you to do now. Wait till Thanksgiving comes around, which will be coming up in a couple of goddamn months. Watch the potter's house.
Right.
And watch the decorations. And watch the little thing that he says at the end or the beginning of his little sermons or whatever, you know, with the potter's house. And he meant this Thanksgiving, the big King Hippo, and this Thanksgiving, and you know what I'm saying? Watch what he says. Watch what he says during that. That is what he's trying to get you to do. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna read it more in this. Verse 11. Still. That prepare a table for that truth. What truth? The goddamn U.S. government.
Damn right.
They came to destroy the goddamn Gadites. We're making a table for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They never came to no goddamn right, exactly.
And then,
celebrate that.
And then here's the crazy part for wood, sir. Then you mix it in with some Roman customs because on Thanksgiving, what do? You eat and then you watch football. So then you watching the old school gladiators go at it.
Right. And then you got these goddamn devils that run around talking about the they Gadites.
Right.
But at the same time, they funky ass celebrate Thanksgiving every goddamn year.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Why would you celebrate your own slaughter?
They're selling. No, wait a minute. Yeah, exactly.
Why would you celebrate? Because real
exactly.
guys don't celebrate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would you celebrate your own slaughter?
They're not celebrating their own slaughter. They're celebrating the slaughter of another goddamn people.
Damn right.
They're actually
damn
doing.
right. And you brought it out in the class one. That's lucky.
So go ahead, Warren.
You brought it out in the class one time, and this is actual fact. You can Google this, research it. Them is $5 Indians. You get what I'm saying? You broke it down real in depth on how they used to go to the board when they was passing out the land and all of that.
Right.
How the white man would go in there and slide $5, which was a lot of money back then. You get what I'm saying? And get their name on the land for the property, saying that they was Cherokee or Blackfoot or whatever the hell, and it became $5 Indians. And that shit has passed through the bloodline. Them actually believing they's a goddamn heathen. I mean, a goddamn Indian when they're a goddamn heathen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to take on the culture of the Gadites. That's when you see a white devil. I mean, you've ever seen a white, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But you see these white devils, they dress up like goddamn Gadites. You know what I'm saying? Got the feathers on and stuff.
And you know what they do?
You know what they don't be rocking on? Fringes. Because they don't know the true culture of
a lot of them even go as far as even trying to have fringes too.
I don't be seeing a lot of
I see a lot of them, but you know what they do?
And they try to dress more of like ancient
rodeo cowboys got the fringes on.
Right. Oh, God.
They wearing all that, but let me tell you what they actually are doing though, to show that they're devils. They're taking the darker Indians and kicking them out of the tribes. That's how you know what the hell they are. You know what I'm saying? They're taking them and kicking them out of their own goddamn tribes. You know what I'm saying? You can look this stuff up.
Well, the fact of the matter is this: you can't be an Indian without some Negro in your blood, and you can't be a Negro without some goddamn Indian in your blood. It's that simple. You get what I'm saying? We are the true. We are the children of Israel. It's that simple.
It's just not just some book. What it actually is the seed.
Damn right.
The blood don't mean shit. You got Indians that run around. I mean, you got white people that sleep with Indian women.
Right. That don't make.
That's still a devil.
Right. Damn right. You are what your father is. Kind of right, sir.
You see what I'm saying? That's still a devil right there. That's a goddamn devil.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I should have wrote that down a lot better. You're damn right. It don't matter the blood, it matters the seed.
Right. That seed is what actually matters. You see what I'm saying? You got, I remember one time, I think it was, U.P.K. was out, and you had this dark dude, this dark Indian. I mean, he wasn't an Indian. He was an Edomite. His spirit came right out. He was dark skinned. He was down like a Mexican.
Right.
But his spirit, you could tell it was a white man. And the brothers was out there teaching. UPK was out there teaching, and he said, you know, he had feathers on and everything. He said, niggers, niggers. You know what I'm saying? Right. Get out of our country, niggers. That was the spirit of the white man coming out in him.
Right, because his daddy was the devil.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And here's another way that you can tell. When you meet a light-skinned cat, and they can tell you that they can trace their bloodline back through generations and generations. You know who they learned that from? They learned that from their white daddy. You get what I'm saying? They learned that from their white daddy. Because it ain't too often that a black man can trace his bloodline back. You get what I'm saying? We've all been taught this in white devil schools. Like your history starts as a slave. You get what I'm saying? You can't actually trace your bloodline back. Your history starts as slave because they beat our history out of us. They beat our heritage out of us. They beat everything out of us. You know what I'm saying? To further prove that, what language do we speak? We speak English. You get what I'm saying? Let me ask you this. What language do the Chinese people speak? They speak Chinese. You get what I'm saying? What language do the Japanese speak? They speak Japanese. What language do the Africans speak? They speak their own goddamn language. I guess Africanese. You get what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Free people speak their own tongue. Slaves don't.
Right.
Slaves don't. Slaves speak the language of their oppressors. You get what I'm saying? Including our Israelite brothers, including our Gadite brothers. Understand that. Like there's an old book, I can't remember the name of the goddamn book, but they was talking about when the white devils got over here and they seen them Gadites. You know what the goddamn Gadites were speaking? Hebrew.
Yeah, you talking about the lost tribes in the promised land.
Right.
Ronald Sanders.
Like they were speaking fucking Hebrew, so I keep my language. That's what they were speaking. They had all the Hebrew customs, the fringes. You get what I'm saying? The food laws. They was Hebrews.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They know who they were. They knew who their brothers were. You get what I'm saying? They knew. That's why they kept them separated. That's why they kept us separated.
Right.
We can't let these people know that they're the same goddamn people. We just came over here from them speaking Hebrew. Then we come all the way over here and they speaking Hebrew. What the hell is going on here? Right. To this day, in 2018, they still digging up artifacts with what language we go? Hebrew.
Right.
Hebrew.
They have found a bunch of them in Ohio.
Damn right. And they sick to their stomach that they got to say, well, this is Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So now they're trying to put a whole new kind of goofy ass spin on history, on artifacts. They messing up the whole date. Like this shit is extra old. You understand? Like this shit is extra old. Like man, like it's so old that they're like, well, we can't really give you a date on it. Right. We can't really give you a date on it. You know why? Because they don't want you to know the first language was what?
What was that? Glenn Beck?
Right.
They fired him.
Right. When he brought up that little show, he was going hard on them too. He's going hard. He was talking about the black history and the black culture and the Hebrew Israelites and how, and then he broke it down to a science. You get what I'm saying? He broke it down on
No, I'm talking about before that. Yeah. When they very first kicked him off, what was that, Fox?
Oh, you talking about then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. When he came up with them stones that was found in Ohio.
Yeah, then he got back on
TV,
brought it back out, and they kicked him out again. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing, and that's what I be telling Israel. The white man knows more about who you are than you do. Understand that. Understand, man, like we was bringing out earlier, man, them goddamn Christian churches, their whole purpose is to keep you in the dark.
Right. The white man has to know how to use it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he wants to know. He wants to know all of this.
Like you make America go. You are the battery. You ever seen The Matrix? You the goddamn battery. You seen the movie The Matrix? Remember when they had all the people plugged up, sleep and shit, but they're making the country, they're making the whole world go? That's you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You in the goddamn Matrix. The second that you wake up, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna become powerful. Just like the motherfuckers was in the Matrix. And guess what? You're gonna have the ages hunting you down. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we deal with all the time. You get what I'm saying? We didn't have FBI trying to infiltrate us. You get what I'm saying? Want me to tell you how I know this is the home of the truth? Because the FBI couldn't infiltrate us. You
Right.
understand? We didn't have to try, man, they didn't try many attempts. You get what I'm saying? Not only infiltrate us, but try to get us to spy on other groups.
Right.
That's how you know this is a goddamn brotherhood. Because you know what was told to them devils? Man, God, hell no, goddamn it, we won't be infiltrating our group. We won't be spying on the next group.
Damn right.
But you could come to class if you
Not the devil.
no, hell no, not the devil. Hell no, hell no. No, it was supposed to be like an Ephraimite chick. Talk about she's an Ephraimite. I know what tribe I'm from, I'm an Ephraimite. Well, bitch, come to class. The offer still stands. Learn this truth. Live this truth. You understand? Right. You can't break this, man. This is what the Lord built. You can't break what the Lord's built. You get what I'm saying? And them Christian churches, get the hell up out of them, man. How did the scripture go? I'm paraphrasing. Who can make straight what the Lord has made crooked?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord is doing that for a reason. You get what I'm saying? He's doing that for a reason. And that's to get you to come home to the home of the fucking truth, which is the I.S.U.P.K that can make GEN.YAHANNA. Point blank period, man. Point blank period. There is no other truth on earth. There is no other way for you to go. There is no other life to live. This is it. You understand? You understand? Anybody that, you know what I'm saying, we got a radio show coming soon. Anybody want to try to debate anything that we bringing out, save it and get ready for this radio show, because we're gonna be blazing on you devils 24/7. Whoever wants something, we're gonna blaze on you, man. You can't prove what we saying wrong. This is straight, these ain't our words, this is the Lord's word. You can't prove the Lord wrong. What you gonna call the Lord of goddamn lies? Is that what you gonna do? You understand? You gotta work all the time. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohanna. As I just said, we are the I.S.U.P.K. Started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to each other. There is another 6 months where a brother or sister record each other. After that 6 month period, a brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandments. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8, 3, 8 through 10, means the 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashma. 10% of every penny the increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations, sir?
The upcoming holy convocations, we're having the Sharia Man lecture in September. It'll be September the 29th in St. Louis, Missouri. That'll be hosted by Officer DeGauldepar.
Damn right. You know, damn right.
Be there. That's going to be a powerful lecture right there. That's going to, you know, what that's actually going to do is going to show the sisters the importance of them being a you know, what they call a sister wife.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Which women is already prone to loving men that got more than one woman any goddamn way. That's natural for a woman.
Damn right.
To be honest with you, it really is. It's natural.
And if
it's not natural for her to like it, but it's natural for her to want it.
Right. And if I would, sir, here's the thing. Like, women, you don't have a problem with being a side piece. So learn how to be another goddamn wife.
Right.
You understand? And another thing that we got coming up, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Officer DePathazar. We're going to be in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? With the lecture, truths that I never learned in the Christian church. You understand? And that's why the I.S.U.P.K is so important. Like that lecture is going to be hardcore because there's a lot of truths that you will never, ever learn in the goddamn Christian church. And that's going to be September the 15th, sir? The Officer DePathazar's lecture.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
the 14th. Yeah. Through the 14th through the 16th or the 17th. In Cincinnati, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So Cincinnati, Ohio, get ready because we will be back. You know what I'm saying? Officer DePathazar got the keys to the city, goddammit. And we kick it indoors if the key don't work. You understand? That's just how we gonna rock.
Yeah, right.
I.S.U.P.K. Understand? So, Pastor, all the complications?
Yeah, okay, we're gonna read the Lord's Prayer.
Let me finish something quick. Rules for new brothers. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, scarf, pants, handbands, /scarf. And with that, we're gonna get these prayers. Imagine upon down, which means rise and face the east. We're gonna do the Lord's prayers in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malaka. Tabanah. Ratazarka. Hayah. Shayah. Lano. Lakam. Ka. Wa'am. Washalakina. Kabawakina. Lawakina. Kabawayana. Basan one. Above. I was shy now. Maya. Right. Kaya. Laka. I'm a lakwa. Wa'ala. Watapar. Lawalaya. Ahmad. In English. Our Father. Which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. So be it. Sorry. We're going to give a salute to the brothers. Amazim Shabbat, Amazim, Barak, Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat, come to the top, that's what Matas like. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Amazim Shabbat, Amazim, Barak, Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat, Matah, dismissed.
They're all fucked up.
I'm silly.
We eating good now, I'm just kidding. Most high Christ. Man, sir, I don't know what we did besides work class, but they put us in Facebook jail.
Damn, serious?
Yeah, that's what happened when I said it cut off.
Yeah.
They threw us in Facebook jail. We didn't even say anything.
Right.
It's because that last class had we be getting a lot of views and shit.
Yeah.
So they see you start getting a lot of views and shit, they be like,
Yeah, they threw us in 30 days, sir.
Damn.
Yeah, my cousin, she was in it too.
Yeah, we wasn't doing that with just blazing, sir.
Yeah.
Is that one turned off, that class?
Yeah, that's Officer Terrell just did it.
Okay.
Damn, this is crazy. They hit us from the class. I think that's what did it. It was worse down to that.